Brainworx BXXL version 3 is released, and this video will be about whether the upgrade from BXXL V2 to V3 really is an upgrade or just a paid update. In short, the BXXL is a very capable compressor and mostly limiter for mixing and mastering with 2 separate frequency bands. There's a dedicated sides band as well. One thing I always loved about BXXL is how easy it is to get music more fuller and louder. This little matrix does mid-sides panning and is a little gem. It saved a few masters for me in the past where for some reason the mid or the sides were a bit off. Between versions 2 and 3, visually there's obviously a big change. Version 3 got updated to have the look of all Brainworx plugins of the last 2 years or so. It looks clean, but it is pretty dark. I might actually prefer version 2 with the contrast between the light knobs and the dark background. Version 3 is now rescalable and you can change the accent colors like in other Brainworx plugins. Every knob on the multiband is on the same place from V2 to V3. Only the right side on version 3 has been changed up because Brainworx has added a true peak limiter. That one is basically lifted from the BX limiter true peak, and you can find it in almost the same form in BX Masterdesk Pro. Now let's find out if there are any sound differences between version 3 and the older version 2. At default, version 3 is ever so slightly louder than version 2, by 200th of a decibel. When you correct that, you get perfect phase cancellation. When you set both XL settings the same, at 40 here, it doesn't completely cancel. But when I increase the global XL dial on version 3 to 48, it's basically phase cancelled again. There's some form of different scaling happening on the dials here. Let's do this again with different settings. With version 2 I've set XL to 70%, on version 3 it's 81%. The output of XL2 has been increased to 0.04 decibels. Like this I get complete phase cancellation. With similar settings there's no change in sound. Now maybe with different threshold settings there will be a difference. For that I do have to change gain as well. I'm still getting around -72 decibels of phase cancellation. It's safe to say that XL between the two versions is the same with a different scaling in dials only. It is kind of a bummer to see that there is basically no difference, but you can make a difference by subscribing to this channel if you haven't already. This video is sponsored by DistroKid. Cover songs is probably one of the many types of songs you would love to do, but uploading to a streaming platforms is always a hassle due to copyrights and required fee because you cover an original song. DistroKid makes this very easy for you by offering the option to do this all for you for $12 per song per year when you have a DistroKid subscription. Use my link in the description to get 7% off of your first year on a DistroKid. We haven't checked the limiter yet, and if the previous is foreshadowing something, this won't be different as well. But let's check and compare with the BX limiter true peak. I have turned everything off that doesn't involve the limiter and what the other plugin doesn't have. The gain is set on both to -6 decibels. And yes, perfect cancellation all over the board. It's clear for me that BXXL V3 is another copy-paste plugin by Brainworx. But I wished they at least could include an oversampling option. BXXL aliases and even a simple 2x oversampling cleans up so much. So for who is this plugin? I'd say for those who have BXXL version 2 and don't have the BX Limit True Peak in one form or the other. If you own BXXL V2, the upgrade to 3 is 19 bucks. Or maybe you absolutely want these functions in a mastering limiter, because just as BXXL V2, this plugin can absolutely deliver in loudness and maximizing. But Brainworx, can you please stop with the copy-pasting of existing code and develop something new and exciting next time? please?